Hello, folks, and welcome to another Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Well, what should I say? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The markets, the markets are still doing what they did last Friday, and in my opinion, we are very close. What should I say? But yes, in my opinion, we are really very close. At least I'm expecting if I check, for example, the XY. Come on. I mean, we are hitting a big support area. If it's not going to bounce here, I swear I will sell my trillions in US dollar and convert them in I don't know yet, but I will convert them however. This market is killing me at the moment. Um, yeah, what should I say? So DXY should lift up soon and start a nice pressure to SPX. I'm still expecting that SPX starts to go down. It would be a nice double top here just to go down afterwards. Also on SPY, but we need to see. At the moment, Bitcoin looks more bearish than SPY, so even if it's reacting to SPY, but not that bullish like SPY, SPX at the moment. So in my opinion, indicating they are in distribution mode at the moment. But we will check, of course, the data today. And let us go forward before we start, or before I start to talk about many other topics. What's happening here? First of all, I mean, we know everything that happened yesterday. We have seen yesterday, and we will check that in our flow activity, that we had Sunday a nice activity. Even in the last few hours, I have detected something, but I'm not sure if it's bullish or bearish, to be honest. Not yet, not yet. We need to check together the data, and maybe then we have a good conclusion of what's going to happen. It is related to the market maker, or at least the market maker entities. They did something big today again. It didn't shock me, and it's not surprising me. But however, I don't know if it means more up or more down. I'm not sure yet. So we will see. However, the Wells ratio 30 days moving average after the daily one did yesterday a nice push up. I mean, that was Saturday, then Saturday to Sunday, more push up. That surprised me, and we can see at the moment that the 30 days moving average lifted up. To be honest, that's nothing big. In my opinion, we are absolutely done. We need to execute what they planned, and I'm still waiting. We didn't receive any big, um, or at least the Bitcoin exchange reserves for Coinbase and Gemini didn't lift it up even more. So it maintains its level. We still have, at least on those two, almost 30,000, 35,000 Bitcoins before, or now before just a few weeks ago, indicating usually I do it again. I mean, in my opinion, that's like a loop. I'm always trying to explain what the data means, but you mean just imagine an exchange as a warehouse, and it's a warehouse with cars. And if you want to sell your car, you go to the dealer, you say, "Hey, I want 5,000 bucks for my car." He says, "Yeah, it's fine." He gives you the cash, you give him the car. What happens to the warehouse? You have one car more than before, right? Well, it's exactly the same with an exchange. The exchange is something like a warehouse. You go there, you say, hey, I have 3 Bitcoins, I want to sell them. What do? You go to the warehouse, so to the exchange, you send the Bitcoins to the exchange to sell them there. When you are selling them, what do? Of course, you get money, you withdraw the money, but the new owner, yes, exactly, he is withdrawing the Bitcoin. So usually, when the exchange reserves are rising, means someone is sending Bitcoins to the exchanges but didn't sell yet. Usually, that's the thing. But we know, for example, that few weeks ago, we had a discussion with Sisat from Binance. He was laughing related to an article saying that Binance bought 100,000 Bitcoins, and he said, ha ha ha, that's not true, that's stupid, because that's a deposit wallet from Binance. And to be honest, these 100,000 Bitcoins are still there, but nobody can explain why. I mean, if I would be a whale, would I send to Binance 100,000 Bitcoins and let them there for weeks? I mean, if I'm stupid, maybe, but otherwise, it wouldn't be the first time that someone is going to hack a centralized exchange. I would never risk, uh, you know, but whoever. So that's the basic. You need to understand what it means when centralized exchanges are lifting up in reserves. Usually that means that whales or traders are sending bitcoins to the exchanges to prepare the next dump or at least the next distribution. It doesn't mean that they are going to dump that hard that the price is going to nuke. That can also mean they are preparing because they know, hey, we are going to make tomorrow a bull run to $300,000, so I'm preparing everything and I will sell the way up. Absolutely not convinced that's going to happen, but that's another scenario. So, what we see here is, in my opinion, we are still on track. Yes, with delay. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest, because usually when it starts to decline, usually it starts to execute something I'm still missing. But patience. So let us go forward and check what's happening here. What we see here, that's the 1 hour time frame. And the 1 hour time frame is indicating, hey, whales are absolutely okay to let the price go up again. That would also explain why the whales ratio 30 hours moving average is declining to a lower range. I mean, 84, that's huge. I mean, that's still high, but the last time we did 84, that was beginning of June. Also here, usually that happens when that it maintains very high, indicating they are sending bitcoins. What happens when it starts to decline hard? Well, usually it decline hard and let the price go up and then down. And that's something they like to do. The question is that the same indicator this time? I don't know. I really don't know. I just want to be hello? Oh. Um, honestly with you, I really don't know if it's just to let the price to go up a little bit and then to dump because they know that SPX, SPY will start to decline soon. Something we need to see. However, stablecoin supply, even if lifted up, it's declining right now. Also usually happen in the past, could be an indicator that they are right now just sending stablecoins back to the um, treasury like we are done. So the next, if we take a look here to the yellow line, that's the stablecoin reserves on centralized exchanges. It lifted up and yes, it's declining even since over the weekend it maintained on one level Maybe it lifted up a little bit, but since then it's at least it's maintaining one level. So also nothing special here. Let us go forward. So weekend and then this here. Almost 4,000 bitcoins. So 3,900 bitcoins. That's not common for a weekend. Afterwards, also, that was this morning, 1,765 bitcoins. Not that big. We don't need to talk about that. Really not big. We can see when the wealth ratio dumped. That was here. And if you check here, really just 0 bitcoins inflow. That's really unusually. It can happen usually when they do that because the market is in few hands at the moment. Usually that means they stop because they want to let the price go up. So it's what it's happening. It goes up, the sell pressure starts, and that's why the volume is rising. So it matches very well. However, no big stablecoin inflows, and even here, if we check the outflows, we had at the same time when we received 3,900 bitcoins, we had an outflow of 4,000 bitcoins, and since here 1,700 bitcoins, nothing. Nothing big at least. So also here, that's it. Let us go forward. So let us make here a quick view. First of all, funding rate declined and lifting up. Same leverage ratio. Well, it declined is right now lifting up a little bit and open interest as well. Related to stablecoins, no big really no big inflow activity, 120 millions, it's really peanuts. At the same time, we had here 160 millions, if I'm right. Yes, I'm right. So more outflows than inflows, as we can see also related to the net flow, for example. But what we see here is a big, big activity related to Bitcoins and derivative exchanges. If we check, and I did my teaser already, we had here 8,500 bitcoins inflow to derivative exchanges and 8,000 bitcoins outflow. Well, the first thing I do, because I know the market maker, I just went to the market maker fund flow and said, oh, the MM is active again with almost 7,000 bitcoins. That matches very well to those 8,500 bitcoins. So it means that the market maker is at the moment just trading with derivatives and bitcoins as collateral. Again, that was just an 1 hour operation while the price lifted up. So I guess he went long. If we check, he did that several times. He did it here with 6,000 bitcoins. 1 hour later, we had an outflow. He did it here. He did it here. In my opinion, they are not buying. They are just using their Bitcoin collateral. That would explain why why their balances are reducing. But it seems they are just using Bitcoin's collateral to make more Bitcoins. I mean, if you can drive the market, why not? I will do that as well. Bitcoin for free? Nice. The question is, for which purposes? Just to receive, to get them? Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe they did loss, but if we had 8,500 Bitcoins inflows and then 8,000 Bitcoins outflows, it's less. Or he maintains some bitcoins there to keep trading. I'm not sure. But if you want to hide your next operations, doesn't matter if you want to distribute the way up or if you want to dump the market, for example, it would make sense to do exactly what they are doing because you can hide 100% your operation. Nobody can detect what they are doing. I mean, Only if they send from their derivative wallets to their spot wallets, for example on Binance, we will see a bigger inflow to spot exchanges. We can track that. But what we can't track is, just imagine he is every few days making such an operation. And he is making, for example, 20%. So let us say 8,000 bitcoins. He did maybe 20%, 1,600 bitcoins. He withdrew the 8,000 bitcoins, but he left the 1,600 bitcoins there. So the exchange reserves will maintain neutral because that's a zero net operation. So it maintains there. We can't track that. Only if he starts, for example, to shift this 1,600 bitcoins then to spot exchanges to sell afterwards. That's the only way where we can track that, and that's it. So not that easy. So the best way if you want to hide, to be honest. So whales, if you are watching my video, you know. Um, if we go forward, we can check the blockchain whispers indicating that even if we still have more shorts, the longs are coming. I mean, after, and that's something that's not unusually where the price is declining, bulls are starting to fill and to load their longs. So nothing with more we go to the downside, more longs will come and will follow. Absolutely. If we go forward, we see that the open interest declined. We still maintain a nice open interest of the notional value of open interest is, so we can see here we have 115,000 contracts. No, 115,000 bitcoins open interest on Binance, and that's 2.7 billion. That matches very well to that here. If we count together, it should decline a little bit, and then it oh dot 720. Let me refresh here. Dot 72 dot 720. Here we go. 2,720,000,000. So if we check, for example, what the biggest accounts are right now trading, we can see they are slightly more on the long side. If we check their positions, so the biggest positions, also here we see, okay, the biggest positions are longing instead of shorting. The long-short ratio 52 to 48. So it seems that more retailers are shorting, while whales are more on the long side. That's at least what Binance is indicating. Let us go forward and let me here just refresh the Kingfisher. So for me, it's still a big secret how the Kingfisher works. Limo, that's a follower, just sent me a message just a few days ago indicating the y-axis on Kingfisher should represent the number of positions that will be liquidated at that price level. So that would mean we have a lot of low leverage short positions here. Otherwise, their liquidation level is 42,000. I don't know. They are using maybe a leverage of 2, 3. I don't know really. So the next big one will be here 33.7 and the next one at 28,200. It's very interesting, even if we received a lot more of longs, I don't know where they are. Because if that's the count of contracts we have on different levels, so yeah, the biggest liquidation would be here 16,600. So I'm not sure if that's how it works, to be honest. I need to send the Kingfisher a DM or something and to let them explain me how that works because I really don't know. I have checked their documents. I didn't see anything about that. Oh, let us go forward. On FTX, it looks a little bit different. We see here, so shorts are more in mid leverage, indicating they need to go up between 33, 34 to liquidate them. And on the other side, we see everything here, so below of 7, of 20 and even 19 is the biggest liquidation cluster for long. So also not really useful, to be honest. Absolutely not. We can go up to 23,800 because we will see here the bigger liquidation cluster. And that's it. Let us go forward. So let us take a look what's happening here to the BTC Gamma walls. We have at 25,000 still the biggest one. So we have a 24K indicating that's the next resistance front of us, and 25K the biggest one, and 26 would be it's growing and would be the third one. So we have three resistance front of us: 24, 25, 26, while 25 is the biggest and 24, 26 is the same. If we check the GAX, we went from 83,000 to 50,000. Still high, indicating we could go more to the downside. We can go more to the downside. Doesn't mean we have to. Even, well, I don't need to tell you what I think. So let us check what's happening here. Wow. 1 day? Uh, do I miss here something? Or did we get really so many contracts? Put calendar, that's not big. Put calendar 300,000, bull diagonal spread 250, reverse put calendar 160, long okay, nothing, just nothing. That's going to take just few minutes. So now it looks better. Okay, we will check. Let me check this one, this one. Well, and that's it. I mean, I don't need to check put calendar and reverse put calendar, to be honest, but let us check both. Uh, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. Well, beer call spread, we can also check that one, but that's it, just because of the notional of almost 14 millions, but it's not big. So let us see. In my opinion, nothing that would indicate something really, really bearish or bullish. Um, diagonal, we have the bull diagonal spread and calls. That's something that we know already, and that means that the trader is um, bullish on the long term, but yeah, neutral in the near term, so indicating much more a sideways run and indicating here, for example, 24K, 24,500. We had that just in the last few days, to be honest, so nothing big here. Let us go forward and the bear call spread. What the bear call spread is indicating. Usually the bear call spread is a strategy where you can take profit from neutral or bearish price action. So usually you can realize the biggest profit if the Bitcoin price is at or below the strike price of the short call. So with a lower strike. If we check here, that means below 20,400 or 24 or 25. So peanuts, just peanuts. Let us go forward. What's reverse put calendar? Reverse put calendar. Well, at least that's just one. So and that's the most, well, it's not really interesting. The reverse put calendar is a strategy that is yeah, is used when you think that the price is going to make a significant move in either direction, at least before the near month option expiry, so before August 5th. That means he's expecting for the next until Friday a big move to the upside or to the downside. That's at least everything. And then we have, and that's actually the biggest, it's the put calendar. And the put calendar shows it's exactly the same. Yeah. The put calendar, to be honest, let me see what he did first. 15, 17. So afterwards, okay. So usually the put calendar is best used when the short-term outlook is neutral or bullish. And you make your profit with the implied volatility. Something that I guess is right now rising. So yeah, also to be honest, not useful. Today, absolutely not useful. You remember last week, that was crazy on Monday. I was extremely surprised, but now absolutely nothing. So what we see right now is what Bitcoin is doing. Bitcoin right now is declining, and if we check that here, to be honest, we don't see anything. Nothing that would be really useful. Always the same, the aggregated with the stablecoin collateral futures matches very well, while at least we can say that they stopped to short more and more and more. At least looks like the Bitcoin collateral futures are neutralized right now, indicating if the idea of they are hedging their Bitcoin purchases and they are selling right now, it makes sense. That's stabilizing right now. It can even go up, indicating they start to sell. So it wouldn't surprise me. That's something we need to track next. Um, so if TX at the moment distributing nothing big, let us go forward 30 minutes. I guess I have to not perp. Why perp? Always doing the same here. If TX spot 30 minutes. So we have Coinbase. Coinbase buying and buying and buying. I don't know what these guys are doing, or at least it's bullish because their volume delta is always positive. That's something I would never understand. 30 minutes. Oh, Jesus. Again, 30 minutes. Let us see what's happening here. And that's Binance indicating they are declining. So the volume delta since yesterday afternoon reduced by almost 3,500 bitcoins. That's big. If we go forward, oh, it seems I didn't open them before. We go to 30 minutes and we check what Bitfinex is doing. They are selling at the moment. At least the volume delta is indicating they reduced by 500 bitcoins, so nothing big. So the volume delta is just indicating they are more on the sell side than on the buy side. And that's now the 30 minutes. Our Binance Perp, and the Binance Perp is indicating funding rate lifted up, open interest as well. We can see exactly what they did because it's exactly the same pattern. And then they just liquidated. Here, a lot of people with their pump and dump, what they did, and funding rate declined, lifted up again, and declined again. So that's it. Let us go and check. I mean, we have checked here the fund flow, also very interesting. Where these bitcoins are going to, because we see an hour later they withdraw these bitcoins, 8,000 bitcoins, but it doesn't appear here in the fund flow. Maybe we check. Maybe it appears now. No, it doesn't. It doesn't appear. Usually it should appear here. So the question is, what are these guys doing? Where is this bitcoins going to? OTC? Just to sell? It's possible. It's really possible. But I really don't know. However, let us check. So we can see that here. If we check, we can see that the entities reduced again their balances by almost 20,000 bitcoins. So it would match. They are still not accumulating. These guys have started to rise their balances. These guys have started to reduce their balances. And of course, these guys buying, 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 buying. And this guy's doing nothing. So, interesting, but today not really useful. Everything looks very quiet, maybe a bit too quiet. So let us see what's happening here. As you see at the moment, that's Coinbase. They absorbed their wall here. We still have one wall at 25 and even on 26, but it wasn't such a volume like last time. The question is, so it looks like they triggered, they absorbed, and then okay, now we can go down again. Something I don't get. I mean, of course, buy here, sell here, go down again, buy here, sell here. Why not? Would make sense, but you know, we need to see. However, the next big wall would be at 19,000, almost 20,000. We have some walls, but it's nothing big, so the next big one will be at 20,000. Deribit, let us check what Deribit is doing. Deribit not doing anything. The next big wall would be at 22,300 or 26,500. But that's it. That's not spot. That's actually just perpetual. So futures. Bitstamp. Nothing. The next big one at 18. Otherwise, absolutely nothing. Binance Spot. Also interesting here, we absorbed their wall at 23,000 and the next bigger wall would be at 25. We have here a cluster of some walls at 22,500, but the next big one would be here at 21. Well, I would say it's the same, 22 or 21 doesn't matter from the volume. The biggest volume is still at 28 waiting. So we will see. And maybe it's too late now. If we can check what they are doing. Yeah, it's too late, unfortunately. I just wanted to show you how they let the bulls go up afterwards. But Bitfinex spot. The next bigger wall 21,100 or 32. That's the next big wall. And they removed here a wall at 22,100. FTX perp. Well, they removed the wall at 26. We have one at 27,500, but if we check the biggest one, we have the biggest one at 20k. At the moment, also at 22,600 and 22,800. I'm not sure if that's just spoofing, to be honest. Kraken spot at 25,000 and nothing big to the downside. Even if we have a lot of different orders there, but nothing big. Bitmax, wow, Bitmax waiting at 25,000 and the next bigger wall to the downside 17,200. Bitfinex derivatives. Let us reduce that a little bit. Oh, that's also interesting. They are waiting here 20,700. Remove the wall at 26,000. The next bigger wall would be at 31 to the upside. It's the big question. What are these guys working on? Kraken futures. Nothing. FTX spot. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just locking a lot of liquidity below of 18,000. Binance futures. It's always very interesting what they do. If you check the big volume activity, you see what they are doing. Even here, for example. So they remove this wall here and this wall here, but we don't have anything to the upside. And the next bigger wall, 25,200 or 24,300, but nothing, really nothing, nothing, nothing. Today it looks too quiet, so okay, let us talk about my personal conclusion. To be honest, personal conclusion is going to be very, very challenging at the moment because the data is not showing anything new since last Saturday, since my last analysis. So yeah, okay, we had here trend line, we crossed that trend line very clean. We didn't really a retest, and everything looks like, I don't know, to be honest. I really don't know. I mean, if we zoom out a little bit, we see we are still in that channel here. Let me see. Oh, I can do that. Okay. But you see that here, and you see that here. So the problem what I have here, we missed to hit or to reach that side. I mean, we were very close like last time, and we touched here. I mean, we were very close here also twice, but here we missed that. We absolutely missed that. At the moment, it looks like a double top. So a double top, we had here a trend line. We are below the trend line. It looks like right now, if we did a retest, in my opinion, we didn't, at least yet, but however, we can go down. You remember 22,300 is still on the table to go down to 22,300 and then need to see. Usually mm, the next level we should visit then is that here with the main POC here. That's, let me show 21,300, but we also know that we have a 22,400, 22,300, some exchange walls, and that matches very well to my line here. So that's something I'm not sure if they just want, for example, to stable here a little bit the price, maintain the price before we go even more down. If we go more down, to be honest, if we are going below 22,400, for me it's obvious that we are going to revisit that area here. So what does that mean? Well, if we go down like we did in the past, that means we should be here. And we are talking then about a price of 20,400 US dollars. And then we need to see if they want to start a bear trap, for example. We can even go more down to that area here. You remember my double bottom. Then we need to go even more down. That would be perfect, to be honest. That would be really perfect. If that's the case, the bottom is in at least for 2022 maybe, if that's the case. But we need to see. So I'm not still convinced what's going to happen here, you know. It looks accurate, but we need a little bit more patience. So I would wait. As you know, I'm not trading at the moment. I'm staying away. And I would like to see what's going to happen here if we come to that area of 22,400. If they are going to fool us and then go up again, or if we can go down, retest, go down to the next POC. If that's going to happen, wow, then even if I missed to short that, I would maintain my money just ready for potential spot buys, purchases. Just saying. But we need to see. So that's absolutely it. Of course, you see, I mean, you see that channel here. If we are going to go up, for example, we go down, then up, and we make this one, that area here would be extremely good to go long. Of course, better here. I mean, if we bounce here, if we go to 22, what is that here? To 23,000, and we make a retest where we fail, we can go long here. But we need to see. It's today we don't know anything, unfortunately, because future trading, we know the market maker was active. We know he did a quick operation of 8,000 bitcoins. That's it. I mean, option trading not telling us anything. The only thing was weights ratio 1 hour time frame. I think that played out already, and that because it was indicating they want to let the price go up, and we did. Now it's declining, while the weights ratio 1 hour is also lifting up. Let us check if that's the case. Yes, we are at 84. We were just afterwards at 99. So we maintain again the sell pressure, and usually that matches very well, to be honest. So in my opinion, we need to see what happens here. That's for me the key. What happens in that area here? And we are here talking about 22,400. What matches very well to certain exchange walls? So 22,400, below 22,400, bearish, very bearish. Be careful. And above of 22,400, we can maintain that level, go up again, play a little bit, bounce in, up, down, and we need to see. We still have this trend line here, and it would be nice to see what's happening. As you see, they reacted to that trend line here. So we need to see what's going to happen next because if we, for example, bounce here or we bounce here and we see that maintains here, be very careful, could be a bull trap because afterwards we can go even more to the downside. So at the moment, everything is about scalping. That's my opinion. So we need to see. I hope even the data wasn't that insightful today. Hopefully you enjoyed and it helps you a little bit to see the conditions of the market and to be very careful trading, which you very success, of course, big gains. I will treat if I see something that is changing, big inflows coming or something. Otherwise, we will see us tomorrow. Big love, your Inspo. Bye.